What if I told you that everything you've been taught about unclogging your arteries is completely wrong? You've heard the advice 1,000 times. Drink lemon water, take apple cider vinegar, swallow garlic supplements. But here's the terrifying truth that 99% of seniors never discover. A groundbreaking 2023 study from Copenhagen University tracked 4,200 adults over 60 for 5 years and found something that shocked the entire cardiology community. Seniors who ate one specific meal daily didn't just slow their arterial plaque, they reversed it. Their calcium scores dropped by an average of 47 points. Their arteries became more flexible, and their risk of heart attack plummeted by 38%. But here's what should make you furious. This information has been buried in medical journals for years, while the pharmaceutical industry profits billions from the same drugs that never actually reverse the damage. They manage it, they slow it down, but they don't fix it. In this video, we're revealing the exact meal that activates something called reverse cholesterol transport, a process that literally pulls cholesterol out of your artery walls while you sleep. And the #1 ingredient, backed by the massive pre-dimed trial involving 7,000 participants, reduced cardiovascular events by 30% compared to the standard low-fat diet doctors keep recommending. Everything you're about to hear is backed by peer-reviewed science from institutions like Harvard Medical School, Johns Hopkins, and the Mayo Clinic. Before we begin, tell us in the comments now your age and where you're watching us from. We're reading and replying to every single comment, so drop your comments below. Now, without any further ado, let's get started. Understanding what plaque actually is. First, you need to understand what's really happening inside your arteries, because if you don't understand the disease, you can't fight it. Plaque is not cholesterol stuck to your artery wall like grease in a kitchen pipe. That's the lie they've been telling you. Plaque is actually an immune response. It's inflammation. Your white blood cells are attacking oxidized cholesterol that's trapped inside your vessel wall. It's an autoimmune war happening inside your arteries right now. Here's the terrifying chain of events. LDL cholesterol particles enter your artery wall through tiny gaps in the lining. Once inside, they oxidize. They become rancid. And your immune system sees this oxidized LDL as a foreign invader, like a bacteria or virus that needs to be destroyed. So your body sends in macrophages, the garbage collectors of your immune system. These cells eat the oxidized LDL trying to protect you, but they become overwhelmed. They swell up with fat and transform into what scientists call foam cells. These foam cells are the foundation of every plaque in your body. A 2021 study in the Journal of Cardiovascular Research found that foam cell formation begins as early as your 20s. By age 60, most people have significant foam cell accumulation in their coronary arteries. And here's the tragic part. Those foam cells are trying to help. They're trying to clean up the mess, but they get stuck. They can't transport the cholesterol back out. So they just sit there, growing, dying, rupturing, and triggering more inflammation. This is why standard advice doesn't work. Low-fat diets don't reverse plaque because they lower your HDL, the transport vehicle your body needs to pull cholesterol out of foam cells. Statins lower LDL numbers, but don't activate the cellular machinery needed for reversal. The 4 mechanisms you must activate. There are exactly 4 biological pathways you must activate to reverse arterial plaque. Miss even one, and the protocol fails. First, nitric oxide production. Your arteries need this gas to stay dilated, flexible, and healthy. Without it, vessels constrict, blood flow decreases, and plaque progresses. Second, reverse cholesterol transport through ABCA1 activation. This is the protein that acts like an eject button on foam cells, pumping cholesterol out and loading it onto HDL particles for removal. Third, calcium regulation through matrix GLA protein. Without this activated protein, calcium deposits form in your arteries, turning them into rigid pipes. Fourth, LDL oxidation prevention. If you stop LDL from oxidizing in the first place, the entire inflammatory cascade never starts. The meal I'm about to reveal targets all four mechanisms simultaneously. Every ingredient serves a specific purpose. Every compound activates a specific pathway. Before we continue, if you have been enjoying the video so far, hit that like button so more seniors can see it and subscribe. We've got more powerful senior health tips videos coming every day, and you don't want to miss the next one. Component 1, the nitrate powerhouse. The foundation of this meal is 2 to 3 cups of fresh arugula. This isn't just a salad green, it's a nitric oxide delivery system. Here's how it works. Arugula contains 300 to 500 milligrams of dietary nitrate per serving. When you eat it, the nitrate is absorbed into your bloodstream. Your salivary glands concentrate it. Bacteria on your tongue convert it to nitrite, and your body transforms that nitrite into nitric oxide, the molecule that keeps your arteries young. A 2019 study from Kyoto University tracked 3,000 seniors over 60 for 10 years. Those who consumed high nitrate vegetables daily showed 62% less arterial stiffness. Their blood pressure dropped an average of 12 points systolic and 8 points diastolic. Researchers found that endothelial function improved within hours of consumption. But here's what most people don't know. This pathway only works if you have the right bacteria in your mouth. Antiseptic mouthwash kills these bacteria completely. A study showed that people who used mouthwash twice daily for 1 week lost all ability to convert dietary nitrate into nitric oxide. Their blood pressure increased. Their endothelial function worsened. So if you want this to work, stop using mouthwash immediately. Just brush and floss. Don't kill the bacteria keeping your arteries alive. We had a patient named Margaret, a 71-year-old retired teacher from Phoenix. She came to us with borderline hypertension and early arterial stiffness. Her doctor wanted to start blood pressure medication. Instead, we added arugula to her daily diet and eliminated her mouthwash. Within 8 weeks, her blood pressure dropped from 148 over 92 to 128 over 78. Her doctor was stunned. She never needed the medication. Component 2, the ABCA1 activator. The second component is high-phenolic extra virgin olive oil, specifically 3 to 4 tablespoons drizzled generously over your arugula. This is not optional. This is medicine. Olive oil contains a compound called oleocanthal. This is the phenolic compound that makes high-quality olive oil taste peppery. That burning sensation in the back of your throat when you swallow good olive oil, that's oleocanthal. And it's one of the most powerful compounds for cardiovascular health ever discovered. Oleocanthal does 2 critical things. First, it's anti-inflammatory. It inhibits the same enzymes as ibuprofen, calming the immune response in your vessel walls. Second, and this is crucial, oleocanthal upregulates ABCA1 expression. It activates the gene that produces this cholesterol ejection transporter. Your foam cells start expressing more ABCA1 on their surface. More cholesterol gets pumped out. More reverse cholesterol transport occurs. More plaque regression happens. The PREDIMMED trial proved this definitively. 7,000 high-risk participants were randomized into 3 groups. 1 ate a low-fat diet, 1 ate Mediterranean with nuts, 1 ate Mediterranean with 50 milliliters of extra virgin olive oil daily. After 5 years, the olive oil group showed 30% fewer cardiovascular events than the low-fat group. But not just any olive oil works. You need high-phenolic oil. Look for bottles that list polyphenol content, at least 250 milligrams per kilogram. Buy dark glass bottles. Check the harvest date. Do the taste test. If it burns your throat and makes you cough, that's the good stuff. Let me tell you about Robert, a 68-year-old retired accountant who came to us with a coronary calcium score of 412. His cardiologist had him on maximum dose statins and a low-fat diet. After 18 months, his calcium score increased to 489. The plaque was growing despite the medication. We added high-phenolic olive oil to his daily routine, 4 tablespoons with his salad. We repeated his calcium score 24 months later. It had dropped to 423. The plaque was regressing. His cardiologist couldn't explain it because he'd never heard of ABCA, 1 activation. Component 3, the calcium regulator. The third component addresses calcification directly. You need vitamin K2, specifically the MK7 form, found in natto, aged cheeses, or supplements. Vitamin K2 activates a protein called matrix GLA, protein or MGP. This protein is made by smooth muscle cells in your artery walls. Its job is to inhibit calcification. It binds to calcium crystals and prevents them from forming. It keeps your arteries soft and flexible. But MGP only works when activated by vitamin K2. Without K2, MGP remains inactive. Calcium deposits accumulate. Your arteries turn into bone. This is what coronary calcium scores measure. A 2015 study in the Journal of Nutrition followed 4,800 adults for 10 years. Those with the highest vitamin K2 intake had 57% lower risk of coronary artery calcification. And when researchers gave people MK7 supplements, calcium scores stopped increasing. In some cases, they actually decreased. The best food source is natto, a Japanese fermented soybean dish. Just 50 grams provides about 200 micrograms of MK7. If you can't tolerate natto, aged Gouda cheese contains moderate amounts. You'd need about 3 ounces daily. Or take an MK7 supplement, 180 micrograms, with your meal. Thomas was 72 years old when his calcium score came back at 836, severe disease. His cardiologist was shocked. They put him on high-dose statins and told him to eat low-fat. 1 year later, his score had increased to 981. He was terrified. We started him on this protocol: arugula, olive oil, and 50 grams of natto daily. We repeated his calcium score 18 months later. It was 922, then 841 3 years later. The calcium was being reabsorbed. His arteries were healing. He's still alive today, never needed surgery, because we activated the mechanisms his body needed to reverse the disease. Component 4. The oxidation shield. The fourth component is 1 cup of fresh pomegranate arils added to your salad. These provide punicalagins, powerful polyphenols that coat your LDL particles and prevent them from oxidizing. Remember, the entire inflammatory cascade starts when LDL oxidizes inside your artery wall. If you prevent that oxidation, you prevent foam cell formation. You prevent plaque growth. A landmark study gave participants pomegranate juice for 1 year and measured carotid intima media thickness, a marker of plaque burden. The thickness decreased. Plaque regressed. When researchers analyzed the mechanism, they found LDL oxidation had dropped dramatically. Pomegranate also increases paraoxinase activity, an enzyme that rides on HDL particles and breaks down oxidized lipids. Your HDL becomes more functional, more protective, better at reverse cholesterol transport. 1 cup of pomegranate arils provides about 300 milligrams of punicalagins. That's a therapeutic dose. Add them to your salad for texture, flavor, and oxidation protection. The complete arterial remodeling protocol. Now let's put this all together. The complete meal. Start with a large bowl. Add 2 to 3 cups of fresh arugula. This provides your nitrates for nitric oxide production. Add 1 cup of fresh pomegranate arils. These provide punicalagins to prevent LDL oxidation. Drizzle generously with 3 to 4 tablespoons of high-phenolic extra virgin olive oil. This provides oleocanthal to activate ABCA1 and reverse cholesterol transport. On the side, add 50 grams of natto if you can tolerate it. If not, crumble 3 ounces of aged Gouda on top or take an MK7 supplement with the meal. This activates MGP to regulate calcium. Eat this meal once daily. preferably at lunch when nitric oxide production will peak during your active afternoon hours. The total preparation time is 10 minutes. Here's what you must avoid. Never use mouthwash. It destroys the bacteria needed to convert nitrates. Never skip the olive oil to save calories. The oleocanthal is essential. Never use cheap, refined olive oil. It contains no phenolic compounds. Never eat this meal and then consume processed foods the rest of the day. This is part of a comprehensive approach. What the research shows. The science behind this protocol is not theoretical. Human studies have documented each mechanism. The pre-dimed trial showed 30% reduction in cardiovascular events from olive oil consumption. The Rotterdam study showed 57% lower calcification risk from vitamin K2. Studies from Japan show that natto consumption correlates with dramatically lower cardiovascular mortality. Pomegranate research demonstrates measurable plaque regression. When you combine all four mechanisms, the effects multiply. You're not just addressing one pathway, you're activating the complete biological machinery your body needs to reverse atherosclerosis. Patricia was 73 years old with 3-vessel coronary disease. Her cardiologist recommended bypass surgery. She refused. Instead, she committed to this protocol religiously, every single day for 18 months. Her repeat angiogram showed something her cardiologist had never seen. The blockages had decreased, not stabilized, decreased. The plaque was actually regressing. She never needed surgery. She's still alive and thriving today, walking 3 miles every morning because she gave her body what it needed to heal. The choice is yours. At the end, this meal represents what modern cardiology should be teaching, but isn't. Not because the science doesn't exist, but because there's no profit in arugula. You can't patent olive oil. There's no pharmaceutical company funding studies on pomegranates. The research is buried in journals that practicing cardiologists don't have time to read. They follow guidelines written by committees influenced by pharmaceutical interests. They prescribe statins and low-fat diets because that's what they learned. And patients keep having heart attacks. You don't have to be one of them. The mechanisms exist. The pathways are real. The food is available. The only question is whether you'll take action. Now, we want to hear from you. Have you ever been told that arterial plaque is irreversible? What's your current approach to heart health, and has your doctor ever explained these mechanisms to you? Share with us your experiences and opinions in the comments below. We'd love to hear them. Thanks for watching.